And this is A&B Convos Wrestling Edition. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? Welcome to the most must-see wrestling review and live reaction show on YouTube. Welcome to A&B Convos Wrestling Edition. A&B Convos Wrestling Edition. Oh my gosh, we are so pleased to be here with you guys right now. It has been a wild, fun weekend. We almost got into a fight at SummerSlam at the Allegiant Center. I'll let her explain more about that in a minute. But first, let's give some hellos to everybody up in here. Mario Brothers 2019. Ivan, what is going on, everybody? Look at this. I'm Not Viper. Nadia, hey, Nadia. David Tate Jr. is in the house. Aaliyah! Arcel World, what is going on? Baby Ree, whoop, whoop. Hang on, Baby Ree. You're gonna get that little love right there. SummerSlam was 8 out of 10. I still can't believe how they did my girl Bianca. We're gonna talk about that. Because we felt some type of way.
You know we did.
We will be talking about that. Shocks on Croc. What is going on? Good to see you there. Mobile Gaming Channel. How are you? Spiky 29.99. Emily Brown is in the house. I love this. Dro, how you doing, Dro?
David Tate Jr.
Mobile Gaming Channel. Oh, we got our we're packed. Quantaven. Quantaven's in the house. Carmelina. Wow. Imarola 408. Jody Bennett in the house. Jonelle Jackson, Johnny Lee 45 for life. Deontay. Blood Ninja. Let me just give a special shout to Blood Ninja. We are in Vegas, minding our own business. Not trying to hurt nobody. We're just trolling through, walking around. We get into where they're holding the meet and greet for the superstars, Charlotte Flair, The Miz, AJ Styles, almost. And it was on the street, right?
Right outside.
Right outside on the street. We run into two individuals, Blood Ninja being one of them. And he actually said that he follows us. That was really a big deal to us to actually meet somebody that follows us in person. We apologize. We really wanted to get a picture with you. We didn't think about it at the time. So we tried to look for you afterwards. So we did want to get a photo with you. So we are sorry about that. But Blood Ninja, we're giving you a special shout, brother.
Yeah.
So good to meet you. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's talk about. We're going to talk about NXT first.
Yeah,
right?
let's talk about NXT.
Do you want to go right into NXT? Talk about the weekend, or
let's start with NXT and then we can get into SummerSlam.
All right. So NXT Takeover 36, unfortunately, took place on the day that we were driving back from Las Vegas to get back to Los Angeles. So we weren't able to see it all. Cell service was sketchy.
Yeah, I mean,
at best.
Driving through the desert for hours, there's only so much you could do. So we did try to catch what we could of it on the Peacock Network app on the phone.
Yeah, that was tough. And trying to drive and watch it, not an easy.
We did not get to see the money.
Yeah, we missed. Let me see. Look at the match card. So we missed the pre-show. Rich Holland, Trey Baxter. We did not see the $1 million title match.
Right.
We did not see the NXT Women's title match.
No,
unfortunately.
So disappointing.
So we want to know, what did you guys think of that? But before we do, I see a couple more people.
Reaction to the Raquel and Dakota Kai match, actually, since we didn't get to watch it.
Hang on. Aaliyah, you're watching Raw now. No spoilers.
No spoilers. It hasn't come on in
No
California
Raw spoilers.
Yet.
We haven't watched it yet. We don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
We react cold. So no spoilers,
No
but we're so glad you're
spoilers.
watching it. Caleb Parsons is new to the channel.
Hey, Kayla.
Thank you so much, Caleb, for joining us. We really hope that you like our content and find it entertaining and relaxing. You can watch in the tub and just kind of zen out and watch us react to.
I don't know about all that.
Okay, that might be a bit much.
But what we did get to see was Walter.
Yeah.
Was it Ilya? Is that how you
Yeah.
say that?
So we saw Dragunov versus Walter. That was the first match we caught.
Man, that was a bad match. Just I mean, chopping here, chopping the back of the neck, chopping the thigh, like, I mean, and I told him at one point I thought we were watching UFC. I'm like,
loved it.
Was this a UFC sanctioned match?
That, my friends, we know you can't do that every time you go on the road. We get this. You are human. But if it's a televised match, if it's a pay-per-view, put in that work.
But I feel like just Alex could put together 100 favorite moments of that match alone. Like, that match was crazy. And nobody thought that Walter was going to lose. And
no, I mean, look, bottom line here is Dragunov is a tough competitor, for sure. But if I had to bet on that one, since we're in Vegas, I would have lost my shirt on that bet. I thought for sure Walter was going to take it. Like the announce team said, he was the longest reigning champion in modern day WWE. And that was a heck of a match. But that's what I want to see. I want to see you connect. I want to see some hard hitting. I've said it before. I'm going to say it one more again. Booker T, Jazz, hard hitting, apologize in the back later. That's it. I don't want to see you go out there and phone it in at all. So that was a heck of a match. Nadia, take your time. Come back when you can. Yeah, Jody, we will get to Brock in a minute. As soon as we're done with NXT, we will get to SummerSlam.
We just thought we'd get NXT out of the way since that just happened last night.
For
we wanted
sure.
to go live for that last night, but time we got home, it was so late. So
yeah, we hit some traffic. Wanted to get some reactions up last night, but we hit some major traffic. There were accidents, road construction. So we got back 2 hours later than we originally had planned to.
Yeah.
So yeah, we don't even get it started. But we want to know.
What was the next match?
We want to know if you guys enjoyed it. Again, no spoilers, because we may be reacting to the women's title match. But did you enjoy it? I would very much like to know that. The next one I think we saw was the Undisputed.
Right.
The Undisputed finale.
Right.
So the Undisputed finale. Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, baby. Best out of 3 falls. 2 out of 3 falls. You had a regular match, you had a street fight, and then a cage match.
Right.
And not bad.
Not bad. I mean, we already knew they were going to bring it because they already showed you, before that the level that the both of them are willing to go to. Happy that Adam Cole lost. Yes, I am.
What?
I am. And yeah, I am.
You don't like Baby?
Not particularly.
Dang.
He's all right, but I feel like he needed to be humble.
Cole.
He just needed to be humble a little bit.
Well, he got himself a piece of humble pie. I mean, you had handcuffed your opponent. You would think it's all over.
It's still lost.
And still
that
lost.
Was the cherry on the cake.
But these guys, again, put in that work.
Put it in.
I mean, it wasn't quite Walter Dragunov level,
right?
But I mean, it was just one step below.
Right.
But that was a heck of a match. So now that the Undisputed Era is officially over, this is the finale. My question is, what happens with Adam Cole? They say that he is now at the end of his contract. Is my man going to resign? Is he going to join his lady on AEW? What do you all think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? What are the possibilities?
I don't know. I think these days AEW is giving WWE such a run for their money that it's not that cut and dry. You would think if you have an opportunity to go to WWE over AEW, you would take it, but not necessarily. I think we're at a different stage in the game. So I don't know.
But they're supposed to be throwing some money at him. A little bit of money. Go up to the main roster.
We'll see.
All right, Blood Ninja. We actually do use that software. DMS. We've actually been talking about doing some possible collabs and interviews with other wrestling fans like yourself to kind of give a different perspective. So hit us up on the DM, slide on in, and let's talk about that for real. Drip God says that, oh, you think, okay, Adam's going to join this girl, Britt. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could see it happening. I'm not going to lie.
David Tate Jr. thinks that he's going to go to SmackDown.
Yeah, okay.
Interesting.
Maybe.
Interesting. Okay. Dro, yes, I did see that. It is shocking to see Paul Heyman's old client come back. We will get to that in a second. We're just going to finish up with NXT. Then we're going to jump over to SummerSlam. So sit tight. Carmelina thinks AEW. Okay. John and Lee 45. Yeah, you're right. That is an advantage for him if he does go to AEW because they are doing that cross promotion.
Right.
That WWE apparently is a little too scared, a little too scared to get involved with that. So that's cool. That's all to the good. So that was pretty much it for NXT. I'm thrilled that we do have a new $1 million champion. Didn't see it, so again, no spoilers on that. We may or may not do a reaction to that, most likely not. Maybe just NXT Women's Championship, but we will see. Let's jump over to SummerSlam. The reason that we went to Vegas in the first place. But before we talk about SummerSlam, can I just say, and this is going to be a dig, not to a wrestler, not to Vince, but to Allegiant Stadium itself.
Oh my goodness.
Okay? We realize that this is a brand new stadium. As such, you may have some kinks that you need to work out. Fully understand that. What I need you to do, Allegiant Stadium, and we're gonna be yelping about this. We'll be tweeting. We need y'all to work out your kinks before the show.
Right.
Especially a show as big as freaking SummerSlam.
Yeah.
All right. For whatever reason, some inexplicable reason, just like whatever reason's going on with Sasha Banks, they had all kinds of issues up in there. Their systems went down. Their point of sale systems went down, went back up, went back down, went back up, went back down, and stayed down. People could not get any concessions throughout the entire building. We heard somebody saying, I paid $500 for these tickets and I can't get a hot dog. I can't get a beer. There are people that paid with their card transaction, didn't go through, but they saw it went through in their bank, but they still couldn't get their food. It was a disaster.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I was a little hangry. Should have brought a Snickers. Because we did not have the opportunity to eat beforehand. We're like, oh, we'll eat at the stadium. We'll pay stadium prices. It's part of the experience. I wanted that soft pretzel, y'all. Okay? I can't eat much, but I wanted that soft pretzel. They have plenty. And that line went out the door. I stayed in line. I had a decent enough spot. And then I could hear things going on. I missed all of Eva Marie and Alexa Bliss. Possibly the best match of all of SummerSlam. I missed that match because I was standing in line for that soft pretzel, of course, to get my lady, anything she wanted. Sky's the limit on that. Money's no object.
Okay, let's get back. I know you want to hear about these matches. Let's get back to the match.
So, yeah, I just want to throw that out there. So what do we see?
So let's start from the top.
All right.
So the first match that took place was...
Oh, gosh, what was the first match? What was the first match for SummerSlam? I know that, and I was actually still outside when I heard Damian Priest and Sheamus, so I missed that.
Right, but that was...
Totally missed that.
Marie. What was the very first match? Tell us, you guys.
Hold on, SummerSlam was okay, but some of the matches were bad, like they shouldn't have booked them. Yeah, Sarah Next Anime, we will... we're going to talk about a couple things. Wait a minute, you went to SmackDown last week. It was awesome. Good for you, Jacob. That is awesome.
Okay, so I guess we'll figure out what the first.
Big E versus no, wait a minute. RK Bro versus AJ Styles and Omos. Okay, so that was the first match.
That was the first match.
Okay.
That's what it was, and that was great. It was what everyone wanted. It wasn't crazy intensive or whatever, but it was good, and I liked how every time they went to Omos's corner, they were just striking him every single time, trying to, get him, knock him off his feet. But at the end of the day, RK Bro are your new tag team champions, and I think everybody knew that was coming.
Did you though? I mean, with RK Bro, it was hit and miss. I mean, we know everybody was saying like Orton was doing like a big brother, little brother kind of thing, like just kind of taking him out and being mean. And, it was like the noogie in the head kind of a thing, although it was called an RKO out of nowhere. I think my prediction was for RK Bro to win this. It was good enough. It was decent enough to actually see that happen. My question is, will they be able to hold on to these titles? Anybody can just take a title. But will they be able to hold on to these titles? That's my question.
I think they'll have them for a little bit. I think they will. And then that came into the next fight, which was Alexa Bliss and Eva frickin' Marie. And, there was a part of me that was like, maybe Eva may actually do a little something.
Totally missed it. I have no idea what happened.
You missed nothing because nothing happened. It was so stupid. And she literally picked up Lily and smacked Alexa Bliss with her. Nothing supernatural happened. Nothing. I mean, she just lost fair and square. The only thing that people were remotely excited about was that dewdrop at the end did take the mic and said, the loser of this match is Eva Marie. And then, she put her robe on and left her looking all shocked. But
how is it? We've asked this before. How is that you are going to tell us that somehow, some way, Eva friggin' Marie is more valuable to this company than the Fiend? I don't understand this because she's done nothing. And I don't want to hate on Eva the person. I realize this is Vince and the writers. It is what it is.
It's the booking spot, yeah.
But my thing is this. The reason that we hated on her last time and why other wrestlers did is because she couldn't wrestle. Now, she talked about this. They brought her up way too soon, which is fine. But at least, like, say, Lana took the time to study, train, learn her craft.
But when she went back down to NXT originally, she actually was fighting some matches, putting in a little work. And I thought she was starting to improve. And I was like, oh, okay, so she's actually going to do this. Brought her back up to the main roster. She did the same thing. She made excuses not to fight. I just knew they weren't going to bring her back and do something that was not successful again. But, of course, they did exactly that. You cannot force a non-wrestler on the wrestling universe. I don't care how many people think she's hot, think she's fine, evolution or whatever. This is a wrestling show. She needs to wrestle.
That's it.
That's the bottom line. So I feel like it was a complete waste of our time, and you missed nothing.
It wasn't SummerSlam worthy.
No, absolutely not.
Right? Now, we're going to talk about Edge versus Seth Rollins in a minute. I will say that had more special effects than Alexa Bliss. We don't know what's going on with Alexa Bliss right now, but they've completely turned down her supernatural bit. It's off. It's totally off.
Yeah.
Lily blinking is nothing. So I don't know what any of this is right now.
Right. And so we want Wyatt chat started in the stadium, but they died out really quickly. And I want Wyatt, but I'm not going to do that while Alexa Bliss is wrestling because it's not her fault.
Yeah.
So I did not join in on that chat.
We got some love coming from Belgium. Juicy Oos #1. What is going on, Juicy Oos?
Sweet.
We are so glad you are here right now. You know what? We're going to save the best parts for last. Let's talk about the tag team championships. Let's talk about the Usos. The Usos! Who's, by the way, check out the merch. You may have noticed some similarities. Us inspired.
Join the combo.
Us inspired merch right here. So, but yeah, facing the Mysterios, there was a lot of talk about a possible heel turn. Maybe Rey, maybe Dom. Did not happen.
Did not happen.
It was a decent enough match. We felt Dom put in some decent work. Nothing spectacular, but they retained.
Fun. Yeah, they retained. Usos won. That's
they retained. But that's the thing, though. I want to say, like, this is SummerSlam.
Right. None of the matches at SummerSlam look like that match that Walter dragged up.
You know what I mean? Like,
no.
it probably looked better on TV than in person. We had some pretty good seats. We were. It's kind of like when we go to the movies. I like to sit in a certain place. So we had a real nice view of everything. Weren't too close, weren't too far. We had some really nice seats. I got to thank Pete for that because she hooked that up. But it didn't have that for me. That spectacle of the biggest show of the summer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that match, it didn't feel like wow. Like I want my breath kind of be taken away with every match. I didn't really get
like
that.
Like you have with NXT most of the time.
Yeah.
I mean, NXT's fights are breathtaking a lot of the time.
Yeah.
You just didn't see that,
Now we had, like we talked about, United States champion, Sheamus versus Damian Priest. Again, I was in concessions. Didn't want to get out of line. I don't know what happened.
It was a decent fight, and I'm happy for Damian. It's about time they put something around his waist. At the end of the match, he actually snatched Sheamus's face guard off.
Oh yeah, I did see the tail end of that. Yeah, I saw the tail end of that.
Saw that and hit him in the face.
Yeah.
And so he got pretty gritty and he handled his business. So, new champion Damian Priest.
Hey, the bloodline is unbeatable and retains all the gold. Nadia, yes, they did, and we will talk about the bloodline when we get to Roman in just a second because we love that entrance. Kie 30, you saw us at SummerSlam. Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Well, you notice we had some special light up masks that you couldn't really see in the daylight, but inside the arena, it actually looked really, really good. So if you saw, we were literally the only ones with these scrolling light up masks that were really cool. So we're so glad. We're sorry that we missed you. You should have came over and said hello.
Yes.
We would have loved to say hi. That was really awesome. What do you think of Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania 38, Arcel World? Give us just a second. Yeah, Blood Ninja. Her theme is fine. It's not the theme. The theme doesn't wrestle.
Right. It's the wrestling.
It's the wrestling.
The lack of wrestling. That's the
So
problem.
my thing is, I just don't know how long they expect this to go on for.
Right.
Like this Duke Job thing can't go on forever. You clearly dropped the Fiend. You dropped Alexa Bliss. Like one of the things that really kind of saved Raw of late. So you drop that. If you honestly think that Eva Marie and Doudrop and Lily, this is going to be the savior for Raw, this is not happening.
Right.
It's just not happening. So I don't know. It's just it's strange. Yeah, we did see the Brood. So let's talk about Edge versus Seth frickin' Rollins.
Man.
First of all, Seth Rollins' outfit was tight.
Seth Rollins' outfit was tight.
Okay.
It was tight, but that entrance,
that Brood entrance
was something else.
That's what we're talking about.
Something else. I mean, we watched that man walk through fire, and then to still give it a second, let it die down, and to still give us on the stage, like it was awesome.
Let me say what they should have done though, to just take it just one notch. Just one notch higher. Again, this is SummerSlam, right? The Brood, you had Edge, Gangrel, Christian. Let's get a couple of lookalikes. I know you can't bring in Christian. He's with AEW. Gangrel, he's an independent. I don't really see a reason why you couldn't bring him in. But even if you didn't want to, even if you want to pay the money, have two lookalikes. You know what I mean? Just two lookalikes is the three blondes coming up and then they just kind of fade back down because it's not really them.
Right.
Just to give that, like, oh my gosh, he's got the whole brood is back. I would have loved that personally.
Yeah, that'd have been cool.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you had the theatrics, you had the pyro, like you did that for Edge.
Mm-hmm.
How do you not do that with Supernatural Alexa Bliss?
Right. And that match, let me just tell you, Edge and Seth, that was a good match.
Yeah.
They were not trying to give it up.
They did some work.
They put some work in on that match.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a good match. So
Baby Ree, Edge versus Seth Rollins match of the night. I personally wanted just the Brood theme, but it was great. I thought it was just going to be just the Brood theme.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out it wasn't, but still, it was fire. That match was good. I really knew that Edge needed this win. Seth could have, I said he could have taken the hit, the L, and be fine. Just, I'm still being messed with and whatever. So Edge needed this win. So glad he got it. He went to that dark place, and he has still got it. Okay, point blank, period. Loved it. First, the Brood was technically in Rail and Hardy both. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Edge was, it was. Also, where did you guys get the mask from? I forget. It was an order online. I forget the site. DM us on Instagram, and I'll look it up, and then I'll tell you what that was. I know about the Brood because, this is fantastic. I'm not able to go back up to see your question, Arcel World, so just drop it again, and I'll look for it. So I apologize for that. Let's change gears for a second. Let's talk about what happened with Bianca Belair.
Can we just talk about it?
Before we do, let's just
give her a moment of silence.
Let's just take a moment of silence because both Bianca and Carmella were buried that night, and the bell dings. Can we get a ding on the bell, please? Okay, thank you. That's good. There's two dings for that. That was crap. That was crap. We don't know what's going on with Sasha Banks. We felt bad for Sasha Banks. She comes back after a long hiatus, gets into a whole thing with Bianca Belair, sets it up for SummerSlam. You knew this match was going to be fire.
Right.
Whatever's going on with her, she couldn't make it. So we feel bad for her because that sucks that you could not make this huge event.
Right, because I don't believe for 1 second that the plan was for Becky Lynch to return in the Bianca Belair Sasha Banks match. I believe the original intention was for Becky to come back to Raw, where she walked away from her title and where she is actually really, really needed because they have plenty of unused women at SmackDown.
Let me tell you what I think. Yeah, Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania 38. Okay, Arcel, we're going to get there. As soon as we talk about Roman Reigns, we will discuss the Rock situation. We will get there. So let me say what I think. Yes, you did, David Tate Jr. Yes, you did mention that. Here's what I think what should have happened. The second they said that Sasha Banks cannot compete, instead, here's her opponent, Carmella. Nobody wanted to see that again, for sure. What should have happened is you had already brought in Zelina Vega and Carmella as the heavies for Sasha Banks. You cannot possibly tell me that Zelina Vega was unable to attend, right?
Right.
So I would have liked to have seen, so instead her opponents will be, what? Bless you. Good. Oh. Okay, let's take a moment of silence.
Sorry.
For the allergies. What should have happened is it should have been your opponents. Bianca starts flipping out. All of a sudden, music hits Carmella. All of a sudden, music hits Zelina Vega.
So it looks like it's going to be a triple threat.
Triple threat match, right? Now, they could have gone one of two ways. But make it look like it's a triple threat. And you're thinking, what's going on? They come out to the ring, and then, boom, whoa! Becky Lynch comes out, fatal four-way, place goes nuts.
Right.
If Becky Lynch is legitimately not physically able to compete, we know she just had a baby not too long ago, but she's about 8 or 9 months out, I think, or something like that, from giving birth. She looked fantastic, right? That's one thing. Like you said, I think they did this kind of in response to AEW CM Punk thing, because whether you like CM Punk or not, whether you like AEW or not, the point is that was a huge, huge moment for professional wrestling. Huge moment for professional wrestling. So, hang on, we got a member over here. I guess something that just happened. New member up in the house, TJ Lee.
TJ Lee.
Thank you, TJ Lee. We got a new member in the house. Show TJ some love. Appreciate you. So I think there should have been a fatal four-way. I think that I've seen enough wrestling matches in my lifetime to know that you could still mix it around and toss it up. Like you said, phone it in to make it look decent enough that you're doing something. And then get them out of there and then have Becky win the title. Some way, somehow.
Yeah, because what they did do was completely undermine Carmella in a way where she treated her like she was trash, like she was nothing. And because like, oh God, no one wants to see this again. And then, Becky kind of just tosses her aside. There was a challenge made, but accepted on the spot. There was no contract. There was no kind of management involved that said, okay, we're going to sanction this match, right? Like you just made your own match on the spot. And then the toughest, baddest, meanest, strongest girl in all of WWE, who just beat 2 women the night before, who took the fight with Sasha Banks, they took that to such a level that they won an SB award. And yet she loses it by a simple hit, knockdown, 1, 2, 3. That, for them to bury Bianca in that way, when we know how strong and talented she is, was ridiculous.
Ridiculous. What's not ridiculous is another new member right now. Kid Clouds in the house. Show some love.
What's up?
Thank you very much. Welcome to the family. We are really excited to have you guys here. This is awesome. This is awesome.
Thank you. Welcome to the family.
Yeah, they might as well have had Dewdrop come out, because you just made Carmella look like trash. Now, I know at the end of the day, professional wrestlers are told, look, here's going to be your job. This is what's going to happen. Whether you like it or not, just do it. Sometimes they balk at it, but just do it. Choice,
but at the end of the day,
but that looked like trash. That looked like garbage.
But Bianca didn't deserve that, and neither did Carmella.
No, they didn't. They didn't deserve it. We deserved better than what we got. Great to see Becky come back. So no hate on her. No hate. Don't misunderstand us.
That pop was great. Nobody is talking about that. What we are talking about is what they did to Bianca Belair and what they did to Carmella.
Mm-hmm. So that was complete trash. Did not enjoy that. So we know there was an after match interview with Bianca Belair. I mean, she played it off, but she's like, I'm still the EST. Like you said, the strongest, the quickest, the fastest, the best. And she wants to get her title back.
Yeah, she was fighting back the tears. And at the end of the day,
it was trash.
I'm sure she'll have a rematch, and Becky better be ready to come with it, because that was not okay.
Well, USJ, yeah, we honestly did not even remotely think that Becky Lynch was coming for the SmackDown Women's title. We for sure thought that she would have appeared in what we're about to talk about right now, the Raw Women's triple threat match between the almost superhero Nikki Ash, your girl Rhea Ripley, and your new Raw Women's Champion. Bow down and respect the queen, Charlotte Flair. Woo!
Now, I did expect Rhea Ripley to pull out. I did.
That's what she said.
But what Charlotte did was show her strength, show her talent on another level. And it's funny because she gets so much hate in the comments, but she got nothing but love in the arena.
Mm-hmm.
And when she did that back summer triple salt flip off of the thing and landed on them like she did. First of all, she came down hard on both of them.
Hard.
But I've never seen that.
That twist was
some
fantastic.
twist.
But she's a gymnast. She's a gymnast background, so she can do it. She doesn't do it very often. She does. But man, that corkscrew. I thought she had busted all of Nikki's face. Her shin came down hard. Where we saw, oh my gosh, that looked bad. But interestingly enough, it's not like the match was overly like these ladies went to town.
No, and we've seen Rhea and Charlotte go to town. And I feel like because Nikki Ash was in there, they watered it down like they always do. So we got no good women fight. There was not one good woman match at SummerSlam. It was booty stank.
Yeah, you're right. They call it the manhandle slam. Essentially, it's at the rock bottom. It is the manhandle slam, and it was trash. It was trash to Bianca.
That's not enough to take.
It shouldn't have been. You were prepared to go the distance with Sasha Banks, so you cannot possibly tell me
and we already know
that one slam and you're out.
Right. We already know what that would have looked like with her and Sasha because they've done it before.
Yeah.
So nobody's one slam is going to do anything to her.
So that was terrible. Nadia, I'm not surprised that Charlotte won. Nobody is, except for maybe her. She was really pulling for Rhea.
I was pulling for Rhea, and I expected more out of Rhea. I was disappointed. I'm not even going to lie.
Charlotte needs to go. I mean, no. Vince is all about Charlotte, and she's not going anywhere.
Charlotte doesn't need to go anywhere. You know, at the end of the day, she has the look, she has the strength, she has the gymnastic ability as she showed. She could take a hit and she could give a hit. And until more women on the roster are willing to get down and dirty and bloodied like she is, she doesn't need to go anywhere.
And it's not going to happen anytime soon. She's one of the most decorated women in all of professional wrestling history. Like I said, Vince is all about it right now. Maybe something will change. I don't know, because we know that NXT, they're about to do a whole makeover, slap a new coat of paint on there, bring in some new talent. We might see some of these ladies come back over to the Raw, SmackDown roster. I don't know how we feel about that because we've said that many times. When that happens, they just get turned down and washed away. Yeah. So I don't know if we're really feeling that. But again, no spoilers. I'm pretty sure Charlotte is coming out tonight.
But I wonder how scared Vince is to lose Charlotte because you have not only do you have Andrade at AEW, but Ric Flair already came out with him at AAA Wrestling and is thought to be coming out with him soon over at AEW. And so, I can only imagine, AEW wants her.
For sure. But I'm sure they'll throw all kinds of money at her to keep that from happening.
Yeah,
would not doubt it. Man, Becky needs to be shamed. I mean, we'll see what Bianca does. If anybody's going to be doing the shaming, it's going to be Bianca. I would hope those punches from Becky wouldn't hurt a poodle. Look, Becky is like, it's kind of how I feel about CM Punk. Good on the mic. You got charisma outside the ring for certain.
And got a great persona.
But the in-ring ability is just meh. There's nothing about CM Punk's wrestling or Becky Lynch's wrestling that's just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like nothing. So,
and let me tell you what we mean by that, because a lot of people, I think that we're coming down on people. We understand that the end is foretold, that it's scripted. We understand this.
That's what?
But there are times in the match that we need to go, oh my God, is this real? Do they have beef? You know what I'm saying? What we don't need to see is somebody kick somebody, miss them by 4 feet, and then the person's like, oh, selling it. You didn't even connect. That is not something that's entertaining. That takes us out of this world we are trying to engulf ourselves.
Right. You're absolutely right. So next anime, Alexa may change that. Maybe. We will see. DeAndre C, you're absolutely right. We know Nikki Bella was furious, and as well she should be. Because that was complete trash. We're almost there with Roman. Hang on. We got another match we got to talk about. another match, and that one was the WWE Championship match. The almighty Bobby Lashley against Goldberg. Let me tell y'all something. That went longer than I thought. But what happened?
It went longer than you thought because Bobby was dragging it out with chair shots. That was not a good match. I thought it was going to be a good match. When he fought Drew, it was a good match. I thought that him and Bobby were going to take it there. He got a few licks in. For the most part, Bobby dominated. He hurt his leg, so he couldn't compete. The thing wasn't really hurt because would Bobby have continued to hit his leg with the chair if it was really injured? Would they have allowed that? So I'm not exactly sure what they were doing with that. And then for Goldberg's son to get his little self in the ring and jump on the back of Bobby like a little kid, it was adorable. But
hey, like MVP said, there was no way he could know that was his son. There was no way. Okay, you go put him in the hurt lock. What was interesting for us more than anything was the fact that at the beginning, people kind of booed Lashley. I mean, there were some cheers, but it kind of booed. But there was more of a crowd cheer, we thought, for Goldberg. But that turned pretty quickly.
Oh my gosh. Goldberg got booed so bad that even when Bobby did his heel thing and was beating the heck out of the injured leg of Goldberg, people did not care. They were like, ooh, ooh. And then as soon as Bobby attacked Goldberg's son, people were cheering that he attacked that boy. And Goldberg got no love. He got no love. And his son got no love. They did not care that his son got beat up.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. Did not expect such a huge turn like that. I don't know if we mentioned it already, but that was also the thing we noticed with the Women's Raw Championship Triple Threat match is that when the ladies came out, the crowd was silent for Nikki. Silent. They did a little something for Rhea, but when Charlotte came out,
woo!
People stood up. She got a standing ovation as she was walking out.
Entering.
So say what you will about Charlotte Flair, but yeah, people are still all in on her and that championship. So I don't know that.
And now let's get to the finale.
All right, so this is the match you all have been wanting to talk about. Dro, it's not so much that Becky Lynch used the Rock's move. It's basically a pump handle slam. Call it different things, but it's all that she could do, and she did it badly anyway. Still looked like trash, total trash. But yeah, so let's talk about this, and then we'll talk about The Rock possibly facing his cousin, his Usos. So again, I'm standing there or sitting there, minding my own business, waiting for this match to come on, and comes out. I'm giving some moderate energy. I felt.
You posted it. They saw the intro.
And somebody over here, as soon as you hear this, ha, 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 I mean, it was like Star Wars all of a sudden. And Anakin Skywalker here just kind of lost it.
Why not be Anakin Skywalker?
Because you turned on me. Okay, you turned on me. But I will say this much. It wasn't quite as big of a pop that you did with The Rock.
Oh, no, that was a completely different level.
So anybody new to the channel, go back several videos. We were at Staples Center for SmackDown's 25th anniversary where The Rock came out. And I specifically put in some edits in that video for her because she lost her damn mind at that.
It's The Rock.
And I didn't even notice at the time. Yeah, I was into what was going on. I didn't see it until we watched it afterwards. And I had to get up and leave. She's like, no, baby, come back. Where you going? I'm sorry.
It's The Rock.
Anyway, so let's get to this match. John Cena, returning John Cena, faces the tribal chief, head of the table, Roman Reigns. What are your thoughts on that match?
John Cena's prediction as far as him getting his ass kicked came true. Because he only got in a few little licks. He, for the most part, just tried to get in roll-ups where he could. He wasn't even trying to fight. And there was a kick to the head by Roman where I believe Roman missed altogether. John still sold it, which we do not appreciate. People appreciate when people try to sell moves, but you don't sell a move that didn't touch you.
If you're like a mile away, we can see you. There was a I forget where it was. I actually still have it saved on the DVR. There was a match that Natalya did. I forget who she was facing, and she was tossed into the corner. But she goes into the corner. She clearly grabbed the rope. The camera angle was right there. Grabbed the rope and does this. Was a mile away from the turnbuckle, and then turns around. Again, we can see you.
Nobody touched your face. And so when John sold that kick, it just reminded me that's one of the things I don't like about John is that he will oversell a move, but if you didn't connect at all, don't sell it because we're not buying it. That bothered me. And really, it wasn't a fight. Like Kevin Owens brought him a fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Edge brought him a fight. John didn't even really bring a fight to me. It wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. The outcome was exactly what I thought it was going to be. There was no cheating involved. He just won fair and square.
And we've mentioned this before about the possibility, what would happen. But again, I honestly thought that they were all in on the tribal chief and having him have this long reign. There would be no way they were bringing the Beast to face him. I thought for sure that we would have one of two things. Either Big E cash in on Bobby Lashley or Brock come out and challenge Bobby Lashley, which I think would be a great fight. Instead, it was client versus client, basically.
Yeah, the look on Paul Heyman's face was priceless.
He was beside himself. We loved it. You want to talk about somebody that can sell something? You give it to snake oil salesman Paul Heyman. He will sell ketchup popsicles in 100-degree heat to a lady wearing white gloves. That's how good he is. You understand? That's what I'm saying.
It was great. I mean, I personally believe that once Vince found out CM Punk was coming out on AEW, that he called Brock and was like, name your price. I need you at SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think happened there.
Like he's seen it go. Yep.
However, this is what I noticed. If you guys notice, when Brock comes back to challenge somebody, he almost always lays hands on them when he gets in the ring. Right? He didn't lay hands. He got in his face, whatever. But he didn't hit him. He didn't touch him. Roman got out, and then he put his hands on and already beaten up Cena. So I thought that was interesting because he needed to put his hands on somebody, but he didn't put his hands on the tribal chief.
But people wanted to see something. When he left, we heard the boos. We heard the boos.
People were booing that nothing happened.
We want to see something.
I
this
thought
is a
for
different
sure
range.
Brock is coming out. Brock's going to try to put his hands, but he didn't.
I mean, I'm just saying, Shane, thank you. Never apologize for being late. Better late than never. We basically felt that we love Becky coming back. No issues with her. The way it was done was complete trash. Hated it. Hang on. Hated it. That's all we got to say about that.
Yeah.
Baby Reed, a royal beatdown to Cena. I knew Brock was coming back. I just thought I would have been later on. Yeah, I mean, Cena did what he could. I mean, for somebody that hadn't wrestled in as long as Cena has, clearly he's still in shape. He's still in ring shape for Cena. Still, unlike Dragunov and Walter, Cena just never locks in. He when he's pulling back, if you notice, he holds his arms like this.
It's not over the face. It's not over the face, and it never
really
connects. You could always
gets it in
see
there.
that there's a little bit of air there.
It's
he is too gentle. John Cena is freakishly strong.
Yeah.
But he's way too gentle and too gingerly and too scared to hurt anybody. So, it was what it was. But I love Brock's new look, and I was excited to see him, but he is not going to detour me from being down and having the back of the tribal chief.
Yeah, so for Dro, David, yes, what ended up happening here is you had the Beast Incarnate return and did not lay hands on the tribal chief and said it's on his time. Paul's losing his freaking mind, and unfortunately for Cena, he catches an F5 out of nowhere. And he gets his bags packing, goes back to Hollywood. We know he sent a message out via social media. John Cena did that. He thanked everybody. Pretty much sorry I came up short. My journey has taken me elsewhere for now, which, as Rain said, back to Hollywood.
Right.
But it's not a goodbye. It's a I'll see you again soon. So Cena will be back to talk some trash.
To get his butt kicked. He sure did sell a lot of T-shirts.
He sold some merch.
Man, there was a lot of green shirts going on in that stadium.
He sold some merch for sure. So overall, I will say SummerSlam was a decent show.
It was decent. It wasn't great. It was fun to have the pop of Becky. It was fun to have the pop for Brock.
Celebrity backstage. Should have brought her out. Honestly, you brought out 2 Olympians, which was cool. Two wrestling Olympians. Really appreciated that. I wouldn't mind seeing them mix it up with somebody. Heck, have them mix it up with The Miz and Johnny Drip Drip. You know, that would have been a little better for us, I think, than that, drip stick thing they did with Xavier. I don't know. That was okay. That was filler. Like we said, it's SummerSlam.
Well, they had 2 different fillers. They had Shinsuke come out.
Yeah, Shinsuke came out with Rick
Boogs.
Boogs.
And then they also had the drip stick 5000. But the only reason you needed filler is because the Alexa match was this long, and then the Bianca match was this long. So it was like,
I think the issue for me overall is the powers that be at WWE forgot what it's like to have the pageantry of a major pay-per-view. If you go back and look at their pay-per-views from several years ago, going back to the original WrestleManias, going back when they first had SummerSlam, you really saw what it was like to connect with Hollywood, have them come here and just put on a show like you have never seen before. That's the whole point of these huge pay-per-views, is to put on a show. And WWE, honestly, they're responsible for that. Professional wrestling wouldn't be what it is today without Vince McMahon and the WWE. That's a fact, and there's no question about that. That doesn't mean that you will stay on top and know what you're doing forever.
Yeah.
And they've lost that.
The first SummerSlam we went to in person, DX came out on a tank. And, you had the Shield come in, you had Undertaker. We have been live when both the Undertaker, the lights go out and it's just ding. There's nothing like that, except when Bray came out after the Fiend, and it all goes dark, and then it goes red, and you just hear his music. He starts walking with the lantern. Those are some phenomenal moments, some phenomenal experiences. And you think coming back to SummerSlam that you want something like that. But
yeah, they just don't get it. And we don't understand why. Right now, you have AEW kicking your butt and taking names from your roster.
Yeah.
Right? And showing up. Who is going to come to AEW next? Did you not learn your lesson from the WCW Wars?
Everybody's expecting Bray to come over there. Everyone's expecting Bray to come over there. He's making it very clear that he has not given up on his character. And, I've always thought that that's where he should be out of respect to Brody Lee. And at the end of the day, we still have Braun Strowman as a free agent.
He's all his 90 days are almost up if they're not up yet.
And Rollins is available.
I mean,
and
it's going down.
And there's all this talk about Daniel Bryan showing up over there. So I just,
they gotta go back to their roots. They gotta go back to their grassroots. Saw what we're talking about, what worked, and change the game again. Like The Rock likes to say all the time, elevate the game. And let's talk about The Rock for a second, because we do have some people here that are thinking that The Rock will show up next year at WrestleMania. The Rock was asked about facing his cousin, Roman Reigns. He said the venue has to be right, the timing has to be right.
Wait. Roman Reigns brought up that he would like to face, if he could have one more match, that he would like to face his cousin. Then people started asking him about it. I just want y'all to know this is The Rock's idea, so this is going to happen. It's just a matter of when it's going to happen.
Well, all I'm saying is,
but you're not going to put the belt on The Rock because he's going to take it to Hollywood.
All I'm
just like John Cena, he does not go here. It will be a phenomenal match. He always
goes here. Okay, the show SmackDown is named after his catchphrase.
I got you.
Okay, that is the house, not AJ Styles, but that is the house that The Rock built. Okay,
I agree.
You want to say SmackDown is his show? He will say all the time to my show. No, let me tell you, what's it called? It's called SmackDown. It's not called Roman's Yard. All right. So you have the ultimate head of the table, The Rock. Now let's see what happens with Barack, because that's a big deal. If anybody is going to take the title off of him besides The Rock, it would be Brock. I cannot imagine. And let me tell you why.
If he takes it, it won't be permanent.
Hey, Bone Crusher. Bone Crusher is here.
Good, Bone Crusher. Hi.
Everybody say hi to Bone Crusher,
Bone
our channel
Crusher.
mascot. Let me tell you why. We felt really upset the way they did The Undertaker dirty with his loss at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
We understand that there's a thing in professional wrestling where you kind of give it back to the very thing that made you and essentially lose your last match. I don't care for that. I think it's old school. I think you really need to have somebody go out on top. They had The Undertaker lose to Brock Lesnar, and they kept it a carefully guarded secret. People lost their damn minds. And it didn't work. Because if it worked, you wouldn't have to have had to bring him back again to try to. That would have been the end. Then you decided to do that again with Roman Reigns, which is all well and good because Roman is still here. We know that Brock is still here, but Brock is a part-timer.
Right.
Why would you lose 20 years to a part-timer?
Right.
And how long has it been since we've seen Brock Lesnar?
Right.
So you wanted to make Brock this unbeatable beast, absolutely took out The Undertaker, he cannot be stopped kind of guy. And it didn't work. So you built that up with Roman Reigns. Right. Now he's the head of the table. He's beating everybody. Can he beat Brock? We've seen Roman Reigns go to Suplex City. It was not pretty. Yeah, he survived. But my question is, this is a different Roman Reigns.
It's a different Roman Reigns, man.
Clearly, it's a different looking Brock. He looked pretty beast. He had some long hair, some facial hair, looking
good.
I
like the new look.
Are you bringing this man back to lose to Roman Reigns? They
just brought John Cena back to lose to Roman Reigns.
He's capable.
They brought Goldberg back just to lose to Bobby Lashley.
I don't know. Last time we saw Brock was at Mania last year. This is what I'm talking about. Hey, Marie, good to see you. B2B, Tier Than You. It's good to see you, too. Rock is at the head of the table. David Tate Jr., let me tell you, I respect your opinion on that. The reason I say this is because people are still going to The Rock. What about The Rock? What about The Rock? What about The Rock?
Right.
The Rock pretty much went on top. He was the man. Again, SmackDown, named after him. There's no denying this.
Right.
You wouldn't say, what about The Rock, Reigns versus The Rock, if he wasn't still the Samoan that's casting the shadow.
The measure, the stick.
The measuring stick, yeah. Right? Hear us out. He has to overcome that. he has to put down, Scar has to put down Mufasa in order to take your place at the head of the table.
Right, which is why The Rock will lose.
So you're saying The Rock will lose and Brock will lose.
They will all lose.
So all will fall at the feet. I will say also this, that we loved the fact that you had Reigns and the Usos. You had their tribal. They came out representing.
They came out just to be all there with the gold in unison. They had the tribal floral lay over them. And
it was beautiful.
They fell back while he came out. Beautiful.
But that was also the time. Again, this is SummerSlam. You're making a really big deal. Oh, we got to talk about Drew and Jinder.
Oh.
You're making a really big deal about the family lineage, the family line. Your whole gimmick right now is tribal chief, special counsel. Why wouldn't you have Tamina come out? Why wouldn't you have Nia Jax come out?
Right.
Why wouldn't you have Alpha and Sika come out? Why wouldn't you have Rikishi come out? The whole freaking family.
Yeah.
Shell out a few dollars, get everybody out there, because John Cena, he ran the place. He was the face of the company for years.
Right.
It's a huge obstacle that Reigns needed to overcome. So he should have came out with his whole family.
I agree.
The weight of that, the moment of that, come on, dude. And this is the first time since he's changed his theme song that we've been in a live event. That theme song is fire.
Yeah.
That
for sure.
Things lined up, people standing out, just doing the haka dance, something. They're just not utilizing the family like we think that they should. That is the time to do it at a huge pay-per-view. And again, they just didn't.
They didn't.
I don't get it. And yeah, so
Drew and Jinder.
Match of the night. Drew and Jinder. Match of the night, right?
Not nobody's match of the night.
No, not at all.
It was what it was.
It was predictable. Two former champions, two former friends, 3MB.
It was fine.
Drew won, and it was what it was. You know, I'm a fan of Jinder, actually, and I loved him as champion. I actually was hoping that he would win, but we all knew Drew was going to win.
Yeah.
It was what it was. You know, and he comes to now the ring with a weapon, deadly weapon, and he was going to get the slicing and dicing.
Right.
So, yeah, that's right. See, bring the whole family. This is what I was saying.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get why they don't do what they do. Yes, a beautiful thank you. See? Bloodline. Utilize it. We know somebody in WWE is watching. We know you do.
Nadia said everyone should acknowledge Roman Reigns. That's right, Nadia.
And for the record, ladies and gentlemen, for those who say that I have not acknowledged Roman Reigns, I don't see Shayla up in here. Shayla, are you? I don't see you in here.
I don't see it.
I acknowledge. Did I not acknowledge him one more again at SummerSlam?
You did.
I acknowledge before, of course, the music hits. Boom, 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 boom. But before that happened, I said with my mouth, I acknowledge it. There was no double talk, double-sided, right?
Mm-hmm.
You did your job. You put John Cena down. You sent him packing. And for those of you that think that I don't acknowledge him, no. I'm not here for that. No. Doing my best, Reigns.
Yeah, I got you.
So I did it. So overall, our trip to Vegas was pretty good. We did have a surprise at the end of SummerSlam. She did something that I did not know about.
Yes, I hooked him up with
Hooked us up
with tickets to see DZ and Friends. If you don't know what that is, Dolph Ziggler is a comedian. So he had a whole group of comedians, including his brother, who I believe he's actually a free agent, but I've seen him wrestle on AEW. And we had what's her name?
Oh, so Caleb Braxton.
Huge
surprise. Did not expect that. Yeah,
tried her head at comedy.
That was our first time ever doing that.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
So we saw something that was really cool. John Morrison.
John Morrison came out with the drip stick.
He had the drip stick. That was really cool. So we posted about that. We'll be doing some more postings. So check out our Instagram.
Yeah.
So you see where we were and you check them out. It was actually really entertaining.
It was pretty fun, and it wasn't too packed. It was a small little place, so it was pretty intimate. So we had a good time.
And again, we were the only ones with light up masks, and apparently that was noticed by the host.
No, I think it was actually.
Oh, it was
Kayla?
Kayla?
Kayla Braxton.
Yeah, so.
It was like, is someone back there a disco dancer? Why am I seeing?
To be clear on this, Kayla Braxton. For anybody that knows Kayla Braxton, or Kayla yourself, if you're watching, there was a heckler that was behind us that said something that you were engaging with. And clearly we stood out because we were kind of in the middle. You thought it was us. You mentioned our neon light up mask. It was not us.
It was not us. I swear.
We didn't say anything.
We would never.
We would never. It was not us. I promise you, it was the people in the back. Okay. So, but we were noticed. So thank you, Kayla. You checked this out.
Yes.
Yeah, iron the shirts. No, I'm not ironing the shirt. Okay. I expected John Cena to iron and trade them out, and it didn't happen. So we'll see what Brock can do. It's Suplex City. Matter of fact, we need a Suplex City shirt. We need to go into the WWE shop. I think it's time for a new Suplex City shirt to get that. I did not act like Roman is the worst. Ladybug Noir, he's all right. I will not acknowledge Roman at the beginning of every video.
You guys are really pushing it.
Okay, this is not going to happen.
He is the head of this show.
I hope the People's Champion returns to knock some sense into Roman. If they play their cards right, the one thing I will say for The Rock is that he doesn't do anything half-assed.
Right.
So he's all about, you've heard him say it over and over again, he's all about elevating the game, changing the game. So when the time does come that The Rock returns, it's going to be a big deal. And it has to be done.
Well, you already know, because the fight that he had with Jay was off the chain.
Yeah.
So they're not trying to lay down for one another. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, that's not going to happen. So, yeah.
Blood Ninja, what else did we do in Vegas? Well, as you know, Blood Ninja, what happens in Vegas, baby, is on the stay in Vegas. So we can't really talk about that right here. But we just said we did some things. We didn't do nothing. We enjoyed ourselves. We had a good time.
Yeah, I mean, we explored Vegas a little bit, but because we did need to get back and try to catch AEW, try to catch SmackDown, try to go live here and get ready for SmackDown, to SummerSlam, and then go there and then try to rush back to get something to eat since the concession stands were working before we went to the comedy show. And there was a situation in the stadium where some chick decided
the fight.
That it was okay to lap up with her girlfriend in the seat next to me and just basically sit on me like I really just needed a person I didn't know sitting on me, and she was loud and
they kept bumping into her. They were drunk off their butts, kept bumping into her.
And so
I'm like, you know who you're bumping into right now.
Know that I did the right thing, and we called security, and the police had to come and have a confrontation with these women. But I did the right thing. I did not fight. I did not get us kicked out of SummerSlam. I matured. I rose above the situation. I avoided violence.
But in the words
for you people
of Road Dogg, Jesse James, when he does his ring entrance, because they were talking crap about us. Like, oh, yeah, I bet that dude with the dreads, he probably called security. You're damn right.
You're damn right.
Okay? Because we were going to handle it either like Christians or we were going to get into some gangster stuff. Yeah. And I was not about to miss SummerSlam for y'all.
Right.
We were not about to miss SummerSlam for y'all.
Right. We could call security. We could call these fists to your face. And I don't think that's the smoke that they want.
Yeah, you do not want to catch these hands. Believe you me.
So anyway, but we did the right thing. Rise above violence. It's the right thing to do.
That's right. And then we couldn't see them because the sheriffs came. And that's when things got really kind of crazy. They laid some hands. Some beers went flying.
We should have recorded that. That was a whole nother match in SummerSlam. That would have been
good. So, yeah, that's all I got to say about that. So that went down at the Allegiant Stadium. Yeah, Paul Heyman cried legitimately.
Yeah, that was great.
And I cannot wait till Friday.
Yeah.
Y'all should try for WWE. Here's a little thing, Blood Ninja. Back in the day, and this is how I believe the Miz first got into it. So back in the day, there was Tough Enough, and I did actually submit a tape to Tough Enough. So I like bodybuilding.
And if I could find that tape, I will show it.
I like bodybuilding right now. I took some time off. I'm about to get back in there and get it back to where it was. So I did submit a tape. My hair was I have very, very long hair, but my hair was a little shorter at that time. And I guess apparently I got a letter from WWE that said, we are sorry, but we don't want the smoke. You're just too good for our company. And so the rest is history. But that's okay, because if I went there with them, I wouldn't be here with all of you.
That's right.
So that's a true story, though. I did submit a tape to Tough Enough for that. So A&B, that was Murphy on steroids, John Elite. That is hilarious. Yeah, Michael, they did fight with security. They grabbed the one girl, and as soon as that happened, the other one was like, "Let go of her! Don't put your hands on her!" And then they snatched her up.
Sheriff's at that point.
No, this is the sheriff's. This
Because
is
the
sheriff's.
security told the girl to move, and she didn't. So they went and got the sheriff. So then the sheriffs, they had a whole little confrontation. So we were
like they moved for a second, then they went right back to where they were. And then at that point, that's when the sheriffs, I think it was like 3 of them, they came out real quick and laid some hands, and that was really interesting. So I don't know if any of y'all caught that, but Abe announced Roman Reigns and go for him in the match. I did, but I'm an underdog kind of guy, so I got to go for the underdog. Although against Brock, I don't know if you would really consider Brock.
Brock is for sure not an underdog.
You know,
not gonna get away with that.
Yeah, so we can't wait for Suplex City. It's gonna be good. All right, so now we're gonna get ready for Raw. We know we got some reactions we got to do. Plus, we still got some SummerSlam stuff. So for members who are old members, for a new member, we will have some exclusive content from our Vegas trip that will be just for members. So we're editing that right now. So keep an eye out on that. You will be getting some of that.
Yes.
Coming down. Shakira should have kicked them out. Yeah, they should have kicked them out. We thought they did.
Yeah, and then we saw them come back a little later.
A little further down.
A little further down.
But that's my whole point. They missed a lot of the show.
Yeah.
Like, was it worth it? Was it worth it? I don't think so. But according to them, I guess it was. That's it for us, ladies and gentlemen. We want to thank you all so very much for, just like we said, always staying with us. We did some impromptu stuff this weekend. We did a live. We got some stuff that's out. We did have some technical difficulties with some of the recording. So not all of our reactions recorded as long as we had expected them to. So we do apologize for that, but we're going to keep doing our very best for each and every one of you, because we really do enjoy it.
Yes.
So much. So
thank you for hanging with us, you guys. You know we appreciate you guys.
Thank you, David Tate Jr. We appreciate you, Ladybug, Marie, Michael, Baby Ree. You know you always getting the love. You're getting the love. Nadia, Notorious, Sayham, I'm Not the Viper, Gabriel, Michael, David Tate Jr., Jody, Mary, Emily, Brian, John Lee 45, Michael. Wow, there's so many people. So many people. We missed you. We apologize. But we just want to give everybody a big shout and big love. And thank you all so much for watching NB Convos Wrestling Edition. We have to get ready for Raw. And we also got to eat because Bone Crusher's hungry. You hungry, Bone Crusher? Yeah, Bone Crusher's hungry. So that is it for us. Good night, everybody. And watch out for our stuff coming up in the next couple of days. See y'all. I love it.